Knowledge is learning something new so you can be better at whatever you do. We often talk about how we need to make the wise choice, but how about those times when we don't know what the wise choice might be? There are definitely situations in life where we can get overwhelmed about making the right decision. But we can remember that all knowledge and wisdom comes from God. Let's say our memory verse together. The Lord gives wisdom. Knowledge and understanding come from his mouth. Proverbs 2:6. One more time. The Lord gives wisdom. Knowledge and understanding come from his mouth. Proverbs 2:6. We are not alone as we try to find knowledge and wisdom. We can trust God to lead us and show us what we should do, and we can trust that He is always with us no matter what.
1, 2, 3, 4. Come on. Are you ready, everybody? Here we go. Everybody get down low. You can go even lower. Here we go. Everybody jump up high. Come on, jump up. I know you can jump even higher. Come on, let's shout as loud as we can shout. Woo! God is here right now. Yes, He's here without a doubt. Yeah, He is always with us through every up and down. He will never leave us. He'll always be around. He's the one we can trust. God will always be with us. God will always be with us. Yeah! Now you ready to spin around? Come on, everybody. Here we go. Everybody spin around. Yeah! I dare you to spin much faster. Now there you go. Everybody wave your hands. Come on, let me see your hands in the air. See who can wave the fastest. Come on, let's shout as loud as we can shout. God is here right now. Yes, He's here without a doubt. Yeah, He is always with us through every up and down. He will never leave us. He'll always be around. He's the one that we can trust. God will always be with us. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He is always with us through every up and down. He will never leave us. He'll always be around. He's the one that we can trust. God will always be with us. God will always be with us. God will always be with us.
We're continuing our journey today through God's big story, the Bible. In the very beginning, God made the world. But when people turned away from God, the world was broken. Still, God had a plan to bless the whole world through one group of people, the Israelites. Over hundreds of years, God spoke through prophets about the great rescuer. And at last, God sent a baby to be born in the small town of Bethlehem, God's very own son, Jesus. When Jesus grew up, he was baptized in the Jordan River. We talked about that last week, and how God spoke from heaven, saying, "This is my son, and I love him. I am very pleased with him." As we look at what happened next, I thought it would be fun to tell it like we're playing a classic game show. Deal or no deal. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Now, Jesus was about 30 years old when he was baptized. The people had heard that Jesus was God's son because of what God said when Jesus came out of the water. So it might seem like this was the perfect time for Jesus to start teaching and doing miracles and gathering followers, but that isn't quite what happened. At least, not right away. Instead, God's Spirit led Jesus away from the crowds and towns and out into the desert. For 40 days, Jesus spent time with God, preparing for what God would have him do next. During this time, Jesus ate nothing. He focused on God as the one thing he needed above all else. But he wasn't alone. Not quite, because the devil showed up to distract Jesus. As the days passed, Jesus became desperately hungry. At the end of the 40 days, the devil offered Jesus a large stone. Check out what the devil said. "If you are the Son of God, tell this stone to become bread." Now, what do you think? Do you think Jesus said, "Deal"? Or do you think Jesus said, "No deal"? That's right, no deal. Jesus knew God's words from Scripture, so he was ready with an answer. Jesus said, "It is written, man must not live only on bread." But the devil didn't give up. He led Jesus up to a high place where all the kingdoms of the world appeared to spread out beneath them. The devil said to Jesus, "I will give you all their authority and glory. It has been given to me, and I can give it to anyone I want to. If you worship me, it will be all yours." Now, what do you think? Do you think Jesus said, "Deal"? Or do you think he said, "No deal, devil"? Of course, Jesus did not take the deal. Jesus knew that one day he would rule all the nations of the world. He had come as God's rescuer. But to take this easy way the devil offered, it would destroy God's plan. Once again, Jesus spoke words from Scripture. He said, "It is written, worship the Lord your God. He is the only one you should serve." The devil then led Jesus to the city of Jerusalem. They stood on the very highest point of the temple itself. The devil said this to Jesus, "If you are the Son of God, throw yourself down from here. It is written, the Lord will command his angels to take good care of you. They will lift you up in their hands. Then you won't trip over a stone." This time, the devil was using words from Scripture to try and trick Jesus. What do you think Jesus did this time? Do you think he fell for the devil's trap to prove he was the Son of God? Did he take the deal? Or do you think Jesus said, "No deal, devil"? You're right, Jesus did not fall for the devil's trick. Once again, Jesus had words from Scripture at the ready. Jesus not only knew Scripture, he understood what God was doing through the Scripture. He knew what was true. So Jesus said, "Scripture says, do not test the Lord your God." At last, the devil left. When the devil was gone, God sent angels to take care of Jesus and provide everything he needed. Jesus had spent time with God. He knew the truth from Scripture. We can find everything Jesus quoted in this lesson today in the Old Testament in the Bible. Because Jesus knew Scripture, he was able to make the wise choice when he was tempted by the devil. That's important for us to remember. If we remember what's true, that will help us live every day with God's wisdom. Remembering what's true can help you make the wise choice. Jesus knew the truth from Scripture. He knew exactly what to say when he was tempted by the devil. Remembering what's true can help you make the wise choice. It's important for us to remember how Jesus acted when he had to make those kinds of tough choices. The truth is, you and I can face difficult choices in life, and they can show up any time. But remembering what's true can help you make the wise choice. Say that with me. Remembering what's true can help you make the wise choice. Here's the thing though. If you want to remember what's true, first you have to discover what's true. You can start by reading what's in the Bible and memorizing verses like we do here at MBC. You can also talk about what you've read with people who've been following God for a while, like people in your family or your small group leaders here. Remembering what's true can help you make the wise choice. There are so many truths about God that will help you to make the wise choice, like the fact that God made you and loves you, and that you are so valuable that Jesus gave up his life so you can have a relationship with God forever. And that's just the start. Remembering what's true can help you make the wise choice. Let's think for a minute about how that might play out in your life. Maybe one of your best friends suddenly stops talking to you or starts talking about you behind your back. That's super discouraging. But before you say something mean that you might regret, first, remember that you are made and loved by God. That can give you the confidence you need to make the wise choice and talk to your friend about what's really going on. Remembering what's true can help you make the wise choice. We can live with wisdom if we learn and remember the things that we know are true. So let's head to small group and talk about that some more. Have a great week!